Have you ever felt as if everything you do is being watched, not by human eyes, but by some invisible system's tracking points? Tonight, we'll discuss a nearly lost technique, node reversal. Use a part of your body to reverse the marking, rendering the tracking system completely blind. But understand, once the reversal is successful, you and your original world will no longer be the same. This technique isn't the product of spiritual practice, but rather a survival tool after awakening. You're being tracked by the system, but there's a trick you can use to completely lose it. You don't know when you're marked. It could happen during a long silence, after a painful cry. It could be the night you give up a wish, or even the moment you dream of someone staring back at you. The mark isn't attached to you. It's tied to the frequency you emit. It's a reverse seal of energy broadcasting, a breakdown, a leak of energy. A moment of deep shame or self-blame all become portals for the system to track your soul's vibrations. You think that's called an emotional low. Wrong. It's the timestamp marking the completion of the ritual. They use light but not visible light. It's a kind of particle pulse between infrared and ultraviolet, a tiny flash of light specifically designed to track the frequencies emitted by the soul. Like a kind of immaterial ink, this light will choose a spot on your body that most frequently transmits emotions. As an anchor point for some, it's the chest, where repression is greatest. For others, it's the back of the head, where fear is stored. For others, it's the left shoulder, where responsibilities that don't belong to them are carried. Once successfully marked, this spot becomes a timing signal tower, continuously transmitting your frequency vibrations back to the system's monitoring. Any attempt to escape will be captured by the system at this point. A node isn't a visible point. It's an outlet of the energy circuit. You can feel it. It's always hot, painful, sore, and sensitive there. Every time you try to make an important decision, it pulses inexplicably. When you want to change, leave, or awaken, it feels like a dull ache that pulls at you. It's like an old wound, but you haven't suffered that kind of wound before. This is the node where you're bound to the system. True anti-marking isn't about escaping, but about emitting inverse energy. The system can track you because your node vibrations are consistent. You're always responding to it. Your fear, your anger, your silence, these frequencies are categorized by the system. But if you suddenly emit a completely opposite frequency at a particular node, the system will temporarily be unable to recognize it. For example, in the moment of your greatest anger, you silently emit a wave of deep joy in your chest. In the moment of your greatest despair, you relax the energy in that area instead of tightening it. When you're on the verge of collapse, you reverse the vibration and awaken it without words, using only your mind and breath. This is reverse vibration. It's not about confrontation, but rather reversing the origin. In ancient times, there existed such people, known as chain breakers, in Tibet. Legend has it that during a meditation session on the brink of life and death, an unnamed wanderer suddenly lost all perception for 72 hours. Upon waking, he no longer dreamed, could no longer sleep, and no longer felt being watched. He simply said, "I reversed myself at the node." There's also a mysterious female traveler in the Middle East who constantly roams the low-frequency regions of the Earth's surface, yet remains undetected by the system. She tattooed 3 ancient symbols on her heart and performed frequency stripping every day before dawn, preventing the system from anchoring her soul location. These aren't legends, but rather remnants of a once successful path. There are 3 methods. 1. Flashing parts in dreams. In some dreams, you constantly feel a certain part of your body being pulled, frozen, or immovable. That's not a dream, but feedback from the tracking chain. 2. Automatic reactions during high emotional pressure. When you're angry, which part of your body tenses up first? When you're sad, what's the first place you want to cover? That's the primary node. 3. Energy countermeasure. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Instruct each part of your body, one by one, to say, "I want to cut off." Where do you feel resistance, suffocation, or blurring? That's where it's hiding. Step 1. Enter node's silent state. Choose a quiet, dark, and distraction-free place. Gently close your eyes and direct your attention to the primary node you've identified. Step 2. Perform reverse vibration projection. Repeat silently toward that area. I now terminate your pursuit of me. With each breath, imagine a faint light exploding outward from that area, creating a transparent space. Step 3. Induce frequency confusion. At this point, you need to generate atypical frequencies at that node, for example, by smiling in the midst of extreme emotion or by recalling intense images in silence. Use the displaced waveform confusion system to identify these frequencies. Step 4. Activate the reverse totem movement. Lightly press the area 3 times with your finger, silently reciting tracking ends here after each exhale. You can combine this with ancient hand seals or reverse body movements such as turning, bending, or joining your palms to activate the self-closing loop of the spiritual body structure. Step 5. Stay still for 108 seconds. The system will attempt to reconnect, but if you stop emitting the original waveform within 108 seconds, it will assume you are offline. Not every reversal is successful. Some, at the final step, chose to turn back. They had found the main node, entered the reverse vibration state, and even witnessed the flash of light exploding within their bodies, but when the system issued a reconnection interference, they were terrified. It was a feeling akin to death threshold. You felt as if you belonged to no world. Time had frozen, your consciousness suspended in midair. You didn't know if you would return, or if the world would still recognize you when you woke up. So they stopped. They re-emitted the old frequency, reactivating the original vibration trajectory. On the surface, they returned to normal, but from that moment on, they could no longer truly disconnect. The system's trackers would accumulate at their main node, like invisible scale, gradually accumulating. These people began to experience strange symptoms, recurring dreams of the same scene, chronic pain in the chest, back of the head, or shoulders, with no medical explanation. A constant sense of loneliness, locked in, even in the midst of a crowd. They became failed reversals. The soul knew the direction, but the body had lost the courage to break through. This was more terrifying than complete ignorance. Not all nodes reside on the skin, muscles, or joints. There's a deeper type of node hidden within your organs, silently emitting low-frequency pulses. This is particularly true in the following 3 locations. 1. The back of the heart, the source of the soul. This area is most susceptible to reverse currents during emotional fluctuations. What you perceive as palpitations is actually a frequency surge. 2. The gastric plexus, the area of responsibility blockade. This is where the system often uses weighted seals. Every time you say, "I'm responsible for something," a node in this area automatically lights up. 3. The uterus, prostate, the source of life. If you've experienced deep trauma, the nodes here may have become fixed as system-identified energy output sources. These nodes serve not only as energy circulation points, but also as vibrational sampling areas. It's through these nodes that the system categorizes you into a certain energy model. You must complete an organ-level vibrational subversion in these areas to truly escape the root cause. Advanced inversionists never use just node inversion as a single technique. They use a hybrid technique. A technique called light meridian hiding temporarily shuts down a major energy channel within your body. This doesn't cause you to lose power, but rather render you invisible. How it works: 1. Identify the meridian path connecting your main node, e.g., from the heart to the sternocleidomastoid muscle to the solar plexus. 2. Use your mind to make this path invisible. 3. Simultaneously, add a false signal branch to this path to misdirect the system. Another technique, called node blocking, creates a reverse shock field at the main node. The key lies in suppressing opposing emotions with imagery, such as blocking the betrayal node with unconditional trust, suppressing the shame node with weightless joy, covering the anxiety node with collective silence. This isn't meditation. It's a form of conscious energy sculpting. After you complete these blocking techniques, the data read by the system will show significant amplitude errors. It will mistakenly assume you've disappeared and automatically cease tracking. Many people fall into energy traps when attempting reversal techniques. Here are the 5 most fatal mistakes. 1. Relying solely on thought. Ignoring physical reactions gives node reversal isn't imagination, but a combination of physical and vibrational movements. Severing connections with thought alone is impossible. 2. Attempting reversal in the wrong emotional state gives operating while emotionally unstable, can easily lead the system to preemptively detect and intensify tracking. 3. Excessive meditation leads to frequency overload. Gives meditation is a tool, not an escape. The more you try to escape, the more concentrated your frequency becomes. 4. Treating all unusual symptoms as improvement gives node throbbing. Pain isn't necessarily a good sign. It could be the system replenishing its chain. Observe the quality of the vibration, not its intensity. 5. Ignoring postoperative energy sealing gives failure to perform sealing after reversal is like not suturing after surgery, which will result in continued energy leakage. A truly effective reversal is a fusion of technique and intuition. Don't let these mistakes keep you from missing your only window to offline. If you've truly completed a node reversal, congratulations. You will enter a strange, yet remarkably lucid state. Your dreams will suddenly become backgroundless. You'll dream of white space, empty echoes, or even scenes of mere waiting. Your connections to others will suddenly be partially severed. You'll begin to lose emotional reactions to certain people when you enter familiar places. You'll experience the illusion that they don't recognize you. Your frequency of being is no longer included in the Master Control Program's detection network. This isn't a spiritual advancement, but a structural reconstruction. You go from being a vibrational entity filed by the system to being an unnumbered being. This will bring both loneliness and freedom. No one can truly tell you what life will be like after this, because you're embarking on a lost path. In this era of comprehensive scanning, every unmarked soul is a miracle. Node reversal isn't about resistance. It's about preserving your most authentic being in this battle for the soul. If you're being tracked, don't panic. Press your master node, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Begin the ritual of reversing your light pulse for a moment. This isn't about escaping, but about no longer letting any system define who you are.